Pause up, everybody. Welcome to Meowy Hour. I'm your host, Arden Moore. As you know, this show is brought to you each and every Wednesday night by the Cat Fancier Association. And with me today is my cool co-host, all breed CFA judge, Kathy, and doggy designee, Destiny. Also, we have not one, but what is that, Casey? Yes, I have to also introduce your brother. All right, we have pet safety cat Casey as one of our co-hosts, and wandering around here in the studio is Rusty the Performer. We want to thank our two sponsors for making this show possible. In Clover, the makers of cat and dog supplements, and a new one on the block, Kitty Raid. It's an isotonic drink to keep kitties, cats hydrated. So we thank them both. We're going to be giving away prizes from them and learn a little bit more about them later in the show. And you can see on my screen, Casey, stop yawning. Really, it's not that bad, man. He goes, well, there's kittens. Oh, Casey cannot compete with kittens. You all are in for a special treat. Coming from the Bitty Kitty Brigade in Maple Grove, Minnesota, we have two hardworking folks. We have Mandy Dwyer, the co-founder. Thank you, Mandy. We have on the show Sam Jackson, who is the medical director, and as you can clearly see, has a house full of some of the kitties from the Kitty Bitty Brigade. Did I do it right so far?
Close.
Okay. I got to get that B before the K. The other word. We're going to learn about what it's like to be able to take neonatal kittens and get them healthy and off on the right paw. That's quite a trick that you guys are doing, and I applaud you for that. We're going to look at the Scottish Fold as a breed, and for any of you that love Bloody Marys, I'm going to kick it up a notch, and we're going to have a shrimply delicious Bloody Mary cattail for you later in the show. So welcome, everybody. Hope you're all having a good January. You're off on the right paw, 2022. But I wanted to find out, I was noodling around, and obviously Casey is not a purebred cat. He may think he is, but he is not. He is a certified therapy cat, and as many of you know, he does teach pet first aid with me, and he gives me kisses. He is a good boy. Anyway, Casey wanted to let you know there's some good news out there from his side of the story. It's very controversial. So there has been a study done at the University of California at Davis, and they surveyed cat owners, and they redid it a few years later. And there is some comments about the color of a mixed breed cat as far as their personality. We got kitten experts in the house right now. I'm going to share with you some of their findings, and please, this is not a cat fight. We're just going to have a little discussion. But they were saying that orange or ginger cats tend to be very friendly. Casey goes, oh yeah, sure. Yes, please. They said that female cats, mixed breed, tend to be a little more aggressive. They said white cats tend to be a little more aloof. And they said that calicos also can be a little snitty. Now, before I get letters, calls, and everything else, I did have a calico cat named appropriately Callie, who was an original, who was a very sweet girl. I guess what I'm asking all of you out there is, why do we do that study? Because I think we should be advocating for all cats. Because when they did a little deeper dive, they found that maybe the reason a white cat is aloof is because they have blue eyes and they may have hearing loss in one or both of their ears. So we got a couple experts here and an all breed judge. Let's put Sam on the spot as the medical director of the Bitty Kitty Brigade. What's your first thought when I spilled out all that information?
I honestly think every cat has its own personality, and it doesn't matter what color. I mean, I do think some calico girls can be a little more spicy, but that, I think it really just depends how they're raised. I feel like a lot of our kittens, because they're hand raised by humans, they're just a lot sweeter and things like that. But but no, I don't buy into the.
Which brings up an excellent point about groups like the Bitty Kitty Brigade. These guys are taking kittens, tiny kittens, separated from their mom at sometimes. They're neonatals. And they said that if you can interact with kittens, especially in that peak period between 3 and 9 weeks, these cats are less apt to be scared and a little afraid of people. Evidence in right here with Sam. Tell us who you have right now. You've got how many kittens you're caring for?
Well, I actually have 8 kittens, 4 girls and 4 boys. They're all gingers, and I do have their mom. This is their mom, Mama Butterball. But they came to us, they're all a day old, and she had to have an emergency C-section, so she couldn't feed them. I wasn't super interested, but we took them all, and she cleans them and I feed them. So it's a really good trade.
Right. And Mandy, what's your take on this study? Well, you know, it is important getting early socialization, right? And for kittens.
It is. I feel like in general, if we're going to generalize, the study seems like it fits with what I've seen. I have 2 very friendly orange boys. My girls are they're not aloof. I would say they're opinionated. They have stronger opinions.
I like that. Okay, that's fair. And what about you? Because we have an all-breed cat judge in the house, and they call them orange, but you're saying the proper term is ginger.
Is ginger. I call mine ginger. Yeah.
Okay.
We call them red.
Red? Okay.
Red.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was just some study that Casey wanted to make sure I brought out because of the fair quality that was given to the red, ginger, orange cats.
There's been some studies done, and it's not a lot of amount of time. It's less than, I think, 15 or 30 minutes. I can't remember. A day is all that you need to spend with a kitten to make it be tame and bond with it. And that's enough for the cats to get the endorphins going and get the good feelings that, you know, that they're loved and cared for. And so people think, oh, it takes too much time. It's not that much time. I mean, of course, you want to spend more time than that a day, but that is the minimum. And that's all.
I can't spend only 30 minutes a day with a kitten.
No, I agree. But that's what I'm saying. That's all that's required to get the endorphins going enough that the kitten, you know, loses that fear and will bond with you. So.
Well, I think groups like the Bitty Kitty Brigade and you guys are also breed cats for CFA. These kittens are getting love, and I do welcome all that. So before we get into the big interview, as you guys are enjoying your eye candy with all these kittens around, and Mandy, can you show us Roni? Is Roni around?
Roni, do you want to come say hi? This is Roni.
Roni, what's the backstory on Roni?
So Roni, she's a Balinese. She came from a breeder. She had a huge cleft palate, so the top of her mouth didn't connect. It was just like a big cavern. So she couldn't nurse. She came to us. She was tube fed. She couldn't eat then when she was old enough to wean. So she was tube fed until just recently at 6 months. She had a surgery to repair her palate. It went really well. So she is eating on her own, which we both enjoy a lot.
And she's about 6.5 months old now, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what's her personality like?
She is, she's very much, we are very bonded. I don't think been as bonded with a kitten as I am with her, because that, I was feeding her every 4 hours for 6 months. And that's a lot of together time. So she has a lot of traits I would consider a puppy dog trait. She follows me everywhere. She comes when I call her.
You're like the mama duck. You're the mama duck.
She is a little bit more hesitant about other people. She's not unfriendly, but she likes her space bubble. We say she's an introvert like her mama.
Well, we welcome her. Before we get into our talk with the Bitty Kitty Brigade, first of all, kudos for the name. Best name ever on the show. We do want to announce who won our trivia contest last week. And we also want to acknowledge our sponsors, In Clover, the makers of the cat and dog supplements. Guys, if Kathy, you could show that on the screen. Here comes Rusty. He's like, did you say treats? Come here, Rusty. What do you think? Oh, I like them all. Anyway, we love In Clover. If you all go at checkout and do Meowy In Clover 21 at inclover.com, you all will get 10% off your order as a thank you from In Clover. But Kathy, who's the lucky winner of the supplements of Sleek, Smile, Flow, and Spree? No butt shots, Rusty. Okay, go for it.
That was Haley Hall. And so Haley Hall, you are getting the 4-pack of the wellness treats from In Clover. Like Arden said, go to inclover.com. When you go to checkout, put in Meowy In Clover 21 and you'll get 10% off. So congratulations, Haley Hall.
Well, Rusty just enjoyed Smile. Also, we have our sponsors, Kitty Raid, and I love this. Kitties don't always go to a water bowl and drink water. So this group has created not just Kitty Raid, but they also have Doggy Raid and Yummy Raid to help stimulate appetites and keep those cells well hydrated. So who's the lucky winner who's going to get a 3-pack from our friends at Kitty Raid?
That was Jody Vitt. So congratulations, Jody.
Rusty's like, this is my favorite part of the show because she keeps putting food in front of my face. I don't know what to say. I gotta eat it. So, we do thank you. So now the question that was answered to win this prize was,
where was the first cat cafe?
Yeah, where the world's first cat cafe opened in Taipei, Japan. But what was the city in the United States that has bragging rights to the first permanent cat cafe that opened in 2014? And that answer was Oakland, California, and it's called the Cat Town Cafe. Have any of you ever been to the Cat Town Cafe? All right. Do you guys have a cat cafe in your area of Minnesota?
We do.
Oh, cool. What's it called? Do you remember?
I think it's just Cat
Cat
Cafe.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we can get Mayim Balik on the show. You know, I'm sure we all have clout with her and get her on Call Me Cat.
Yeah, right.
Hey, dream big,
Cafe
right?
Meow. That's what it's called.
Cafe Meow. Okay. So here's the question for today, kind of in celebration of the Bitty Kitty Brigade. Do not answer, ladies, because we don't reveal the answer till next week. So let me see your poker faces. Okay. So according to the Guinness Book of World Records, the world's largest litter of domestic kittens was 19. I'm going to give you guys clues so you can check out Dr. Google. 19, it was born to a Burmese Siamese mix in Oxfordshire, United Kingdom in 1970. Now, how many kittens were born? How many kittens did she have in her litter? I'm going to give you 4 numbers. You pick the number that's the right one.
It was 1970.
Yes. Did this cat, mama cat, have A, 17, B, 18, C, 19, or Lordy, D, 20 kittens? And 4 were stillborn. And of all the kittens who did survive, believe it or not, all but 1 was male. So your choices, how many kittens in the litter? 17, 18, 19, or 20? Jot down your answers. Also email my co-host, Kathy Black. And Kathy, go ahead and explain what they need to do.
Yes, you can write your answer on the chat for Facebook Live anytime, but please email me your response also so I can get a hold of you, because I'm not Facebook friends with everybody that follows us on Meowy Hour, although I wouldn't have a problem with that, but I'm just not. So send it to my email address. It's kathy.black@yahoo.com. So it's my name. You can see it on the screen there, kathy.black@yahoo.com. So send them to both places, please. Thank you. And you have until Sunday afternoon to get your responses in. That's when I generally pick the winners.
So you guys, I did that in honor of you. because kitten, kitten, kitten. That's what you guys are all about. Hey, I want to let you know, in the heart of America, Minnesota, in 2018, something wonderful happened for kittens. Kittens in need. We're talking itty bitty kittens, some with their mamas, some without, but needing humans to help them survive. And that is the creation of the Bitty Kitty Brigade. And joining us today on Meowy Hour are two key persons from this nonprofit. First up, as you've heard, we have Mandy Dwyer. Mandy, you're one of the co-founders. Give us a little, how did you come to be to create the Bitty Kitty Brigade? First of all, I do love that name.
Yeah, we just, we were looking at, was a nursery possible? We just knew that in the area, there was a need that wasn't being filled for taking care of these bottle babies, because it is really a time-intensive endeavor. Kittens who are just born need to be fed every 2 hours around the clock. That's not something that it seemed like a lot of people were signing up to do. A lot of rescues would have one foster who was willing to do that, maybe two. And that puts a lot of pressure on those fosters to always be available to take in more, because if you're not going to and you're the only one, that's a lot of pressure. So we
you literally have to take cat naps. You don't even get to sleep.
Yeah. Yep. So we decided to kind of create something that would just be able to support those specific needs, both for the kittens and for the people taking care of them. To have training, to have kitten sitters for when you're just so tired that you can't do it anymore, or you want to go out of town and you can't take them with you. But just to kind of create an environment where you didn't feel so much pressure, and where we could just instantly pull these kittens in before they were, unfortunately, a lot of them, if they end up, at the shelters or at impounds, they are euthanized because they just don't have the resources to care for them the way that we can. So we decided to give it a shot.
I give you a pause and applause for that. Also on our show is the medical director and one of the foster parents, would you say? And that's Sam Jackson. Sam, what got you involved in the Bitty Kitty Brigade?
I actually knew Mandy previously, and she just kind of pulled me in the beginning and asked if I'd be interested in helping. And we've just been doing it ever since. So
I mean, check this out, guys. Look what this kitty's doing with her. And we do have a special kitties in the house with very special names and a mama. So who wants to name the side dishes and the name of the cat? I know you gave us a little backstory about the cat, because the cat had to have surgery to help finish the delivery. So Sam, tell us.
So we have Mama Butterball, and she had surgery. Unexpectedly, she lost 4 kittens. So these are the 8 remaining. And we got them at a day old, and we got them right by Thanksgiving. So we decided to give them Thanksgiving-ish names. And we're very big on naming for foods. Have like a lot of
food. So go through the names. I've got the
so I couldn't tell you who's who without looking them up, because I'm terrible. But they're all very similar. But we have cornbread as a girl, green bean casserole, cream corn, stuffing, gravy, mac and cheese, yams, and mashed potato.
Oh, somebody named mashed potato likes their name. It's kind of unusual, isn't it, to have a whole litter of ginger cats? I know maybe Kathy can jump in. Kathy, you were starting to say something. It has to be the mama and the daddy have to both be ginger or reds?
Yes. Yeah, that's the only way you're going to get both sexes. The males, generally with red cats, they're males, because that only requires a red daddy, because it's carried on the X chromosome. But to get the females to be red, that means the mama and the daddy both had to have red. So generally,
some mama cats are hussies and they have more than one daddy.
So the mother is a calico, right?
Right.
So Butterball is a calico.
No. She's like a buff.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's red.
Okay.
Okay, I thought I saw a calico go by.
There is a calico in there, but that's not her.
Oh, that's not Butterball. Okay, yeah, there she is. Okay.
How old are they?
She looks like she's cream. So if she's cream, that's the same thing as red. It's just she also has the dilute factor So the daddy obviously didn't carry the dilute factor, or you would have had creams also.
That's why I love Meowy Hour. We get science in here too. Hey, Mama Butterball, congratulations. How old are these kittens now?
They are 6 weeks old now.
That's
So
such a
they're
fun
kind
age.
of media darlings on your social outlets. Everybody, I hope you go to the Bitty Kitty Brigade on Facebook and their main site.org. But Sam, this is better than a Christmas present, isn't it? What's been happening to you this last few
I
weeks?
love it.
Well, I applaud you guys because I have tried the tube feed kittens, and it is not an easy task. It is, I don't know if you're tube feeding or bottle feeding, but it's always, there's always a kitten that fights you. They struggle. They don't want to accept it, you know, and it's real hard you can get the fluid in their lungs. You can overfeed them. It's just, it's not an easy thing to keep baby kittens alive. So you've done a great job raising those kittens. Congratulations.
That's what's so great about having a group of us doing it, because we can all kind of bounce questions off each other and support each other. And we
So
learn
what
a
are
lot.
a few tips you can give? Because I know folks need like an incubator. You need to, can you give a few tips? Because I bet there's people watching our show right now that may want to help out in their own community. It's a calling. It's a kitten calling. So Sam, as medical director, what's a few things you can share?
Well, an incubator actually isn't necessary. It's nice. They're nice to have, but you don't have to have one. The biggest thing is just being careful when feeding them, because they can aspirate so easily, and that's really hard to come back from at that age. So the biggest thing is always just feeding them on their bellies, downward, so a natural position.
Okay.
They usually fight it at first because it's not as good as mom's milk, but they eventually will figure it out. And we like to use miracle nipples. They're a little bit longer and they tend to latch easier to them. And they also sell syringes with that. And always just use a kitten milk. We get a lot of people that come up with weird little creations that they find online that feed them, and it's kitten milk is what they need. That's very
Okay. No, that's why we're asking you kitten milk. Now, as someone who teaches pet first aid, you talked about aspirating. So if a kitty is starting to choke or not swallowing, there's so little, what do you normally have to do?
The biggest thing is just trying to get it out, trying to get them to cough it up and get that out as much as possible. And we usually will start them or have them see a vet just to be sure that it didn't, go any further than just in their nostrils or anything like that, so that doesn't turn into pneumonia.
Do you ever use like a eyedropper or anything to try to get any excess liquid out, or do a kitty?
I haven't had any luck with it. I have some like a nasal aspirator type of thing. And they're usually just so small, it doesn't really do much. So just the biggest thing is just to be careful up front. But
so that's kind of the medical. We have Mandy here. Mandy, what are some things people can do? Like my cat, Rusty, let's see if he'll come back here. Rusty, come here. I got to bribe him. Rusty, come here, Rusty. Rusty was found in a dumpster in Georgia. There's your country song. And by Samantha Martin, who is of the amazing Diaper Cats. And she had to bottle feed Rusty. He was no mama around, no siblings, and he was full of fleas. And obviously he loves food. So he says, I am a bottle fed survivor. I love the Bitty Kitty Brigade, but I'm also been well handled like you're doing here with Sam with the cool cats. What are some things that you may want to share, Mandy, about making sure the kittens get off on the right foot by health and by their socialization?
I think, especially if we're talking about like people who find, if you find a kitten, a neonatal kitten, or you have one for some reason, is that they can't regulate their own body temperature, so they require a heat source. So they need to be on a heating pad or with a hot water bottle, something that they can be up against but that they can get away from.
Okay.
A fleece blanket isn't warm enough.
I didn't know
sticking
that.
them in your shirt when you find them, that's not warm enough. So they need to always have a heat source for about the first 3 or 4 weeks, because they don't have that mama to be sitting on them and keeping them warm.
Right. And they're born with, they can't see, they can't hear, they're really at your mercy. So what's a good little kitten setup that you have? What would you recommend for folks?
So we, most of our fosters actually just use a big plastic tub clear so that they can get the light, but they have a heat disc or a heating pad in it.
Okay.
Fleece blankets in it, stuffy of some sort so that they have somebody to love on. And then another fleece blanket draped over most of the top to keep that warmth in there. So just staying warm. They don't take up a lot of space those first few weeks. They don't move. They don't really want a whole lot to do with you until they're about 3 weeks. Usually it's just feed me and put me back.
I've dated people like that, but that's it. And I know that there was this big unsung heroes campaign that Arm & Hammer engineered, and I was hoping you guys could do a little bragging because one of your very own, Chris Kaiser, was selected as the 2021 Advocate of the Year because of her special work with kittens with special medical needs. Mandy, what's that all about?
Yeah, so we actually had a lot of our volunteers submit, several of our volunteers, because we have quite a few who like to work with special needs, but Chris especially likes to work with cats who have CH, or Snapple, who has some neurological issues, some spine issues. He does not walk on his own. So she has really just done a great job advocating for him, creating his own Instagram account, promoting him, getting the word out there. And he actually, his adoption was just finalized recently. He will be moving to Hawaii. So, and that's because of all the work she did.
Wow.
You know, just getting his story out there and making sure.
So
that
Snapple is the cat that had the cerebellar hypoplasia, CH.
He has, it's something more severe than that. So he doesn't, and we're not sure exactly what it is. What they told us was that there's not much that can be done about it. You know, he's not going to improve with therapy. So he is, sorry,
Right.
he is in a wheelchair. Or she, you know, is carrying him. He's a sling cat. She's been taking him on a lot of adventures to make sure that he gets
I hope
the
you have it
enrichment.
on your site, because I want people to keep following Snapple. And you guys got some money from Arm & Hammer that I know is most welcomed. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a $15,000 prize money from them, and Chris got a year's supply of Arm & Hammer litter.
Oh,
Nice.
great.
So a great reward for both of us.
Well, that's good. And guys, after the show, will you please go to bittykittybrigade.org, because they do have a place where you can do a little shopping and you can get certain things. They also make print on demand clothing, which I think is pretty nice. Mandy, you know, talk a little bit about that, because sometimes you want to get some, but you don't know the size. So I like you're being smart. Print on demand.
Yeah, we just
happening the next day, delivered like Amazon. Back off, everybody. But
yeah, no, it's not going to do that. And I know they've had some problems with shortages. So if every size isn't in stock, we're not the ones picking and choosing. You know, we're not only selling smalls on purpose. But no, we really like the quality of the shirts. I'm wearing one actually right now that Bonfire offers, and it's a great way for us to be able to just kind of share merchandise without needing to keep it all in our homes pre-printed.
Okay, yeah, you gotta have room for your kitties there.
Right.
Sam, you threw a term at me that maybe you can help explain to everybody. And what are, is it diaper cats? What did you call them?
We call them our diaper kittens. So we have several. We took in one, and then once somebody hears that you take in a special cat, they kind of contact you for all of them. But cats that don't have control of their back legs, so they tend to scoot around, and they don't have control of going to the bathroom, so they wear diapers. So I have 4 of them, and I love them very much. And they're all different stories, different situations, things that have happened or that when they're little, and yeah, they're just, I love them. I think they're so great. And
Well, how do you put the diaper on? What's some tips so they don't lose their diaper run around?
Mine actually, they all wear a different size, and they all have different situations. I have one without a tail, which is great because it's not hard to keep a diaper on her. All of their legs are kind of different and wonky-ish. So they we've just kind of like maneuvered it to stay on them. They all have kind of their own little system. But I use human diapers. It's a lot cheaper than animal diapers, and I just kind of pull for the tail.
Well, I'm laughing because many of my friends know that I'm really into pee and poop. So what are some safety tips to make sure that there isn't an infection or irritation? How do you keep their bums healthy?
So I change them at least every 4 hours, if not more often. And the biggest thing is just hygiene. They get what I call a butt bath every morning.
What's a butt bath? I love this.
It's just simply the bottom down, because they don't want to be fully submerged. And I can't tell if you can see, but I do have playpens behind me, and that's where they each have their own little apartment that they sleep in at night, completely nude. We call it naked
Condos.
So that way they have accidents in there and they can't help it. And then we just do a quick little bath in the morning and they're good to go for the day. So that kind of gives them time to air out and have that natural time to clean themselves and things like that.
And if anybody's been paying attention, I want to ask this question to both of you. When is the last time either one of you got 8 uninterrupted hours of sleep? Mandy?
I'm doing pretty good right now because I only have my 2 fosters who are 6 months. And so they are pretty independent. So now, yeah, the sleep is just who else in rescue is having a kitten crisis that we need to deal with. So 8 hours, that would be probably a luxury, but I'm good on 6.
Okay. How about you, Sam?
Same, yeah. All these guys are eating well enough on their own that I can sleep through the night. But I have to say, answering emails at like 2 or 3 in the morning is wonderful because you can get really caught up and no one else is awake to get back to you. So it's a good time to catch up on things.
So Sam, I had a question for you. So it's not often you probably get the mother along with the kittens, is it?
Nope, not too often.
Okay. So do you do anything about getting the antibodies from the mother to the kittens? Because that's an important part of their development. So, you can draw blood from the mother and spin it down and give the babies the serum, but I didn't know if, since you don't usually have the mother to have access to that, so you just let them kind of rely on vaccines?
It depends on when we get them. We do give colostrum if they come in the first day or two that we just purchase. But no, most of the time we're taking them because mom has disappeared or mom has passed. And so in those cases, we either can't or we don't want to, take anything from her. So no, we're just colostrum. We do penicillin G to help with diarrhea, and then just a lot of supportive care.
Okay. I didn't know you could purchase colostrum.
You can. Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You have on your site, bittyKittyBrigade.org, you also have a lot of friends and supporters and other groups. So it sounds like your group is filling a niche that's most needed, but do you want to do a shout out to some of the other groups in your area? You guys kind of work in concert, it seems like, right, Mandy?
So we do, we primarily will take kittens from any rescue that has them, and a lot of the other rescues aren't set up. So we have good relationships with lots of the local rescues, all of the local humane societies, the impounds, all know to contact us right away. We do a lot with Animal Humane Society. We also have a trap, neuter, return program to try to curtail the problem of unwanted orphan kittens. And so we work with them a lot to do the spay neuter services, both for our kittens and for the community cats who need to be sterilized and returned to where they came from.
Is it hard to say goodbye?
Yes, it depends. It gets different. I don't know that it gets easier, yeah. But it is. But if you keep them all, then there's no space to help more, and there's a lot of need.
So how do you what's a good message from someone like yourselves that you can share with others to let them keep going and doing this great cause? Because you can't have a zillion cats.
Right. Usually what I tell our fosters is that what works for me is I think about a couple things. I think about how I want each of my fosters to have dedicated, loving attention that I'm not going to be able to give them if I have 15 cats. I want them to go to a home where there's 2 cats and they get all that adoration. And also that I know that I would much rather kind of take the heartache of knowing that they're away from me than think about what was going to happen to them if I never took them in the first place, because that would have been much worse.
That's true. That's true. And Sam, you got 8 side dishes. And Mama, what's happening? When would they be ready for adoption? And I know they're kind of media darlings right now.
Yeah, so they're ready for adoption at 3 months old. They're only 6 weeks now. And for same thing as Mandy said, there's always a line of other kittens that need more help behind these guys. So I have to say goodbye so that way I can help more. So
now, you guys, you've talked about different things. One thing I really like is, what's this picture you're going to show? Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. Come on, guys, fall in love. Pick up a side dish. Give that side dish a healthy home. And same with Mama Butterball. She got any suitors, I hope?
So we're not actually listing her until her babies are old enough. I would really love it if 1 or 2 could go with her.
No, I want to wait till the time is right. But no, yeah. When the time is right, is Mama got a shot?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
She's very, very sweet. She's very sweet.
All right. And you guys are pretty creative because you're a nonprofit. Can you talk to me about what happened on December 19th? You said take a meowment to stretch, and you did a kitty yoga. Come on, that's clever. Come on, let's talk about activity and fundraising.
We did. We've had a couple yoga events. They've been super popular. We have great teachers who go through kind of a beginner yoga event, and we have kittens just wandering the room. How much yoga actually gets done, debatable, but lots of kitten snuggles. We've adopted out a few kittens that way from people who've fallen in love with the kittens they've met. So any kind of kitten activity.
You know, if you did your endorphin check before and after kittens in a yoga class, I'm thinking doctors would really feel good, positive results, right?
Yeah.
So what else can you tell us about the Bitty Kitty Brigade? See, I did it. I get it. That might surprise people. I know there's a lot of challenges. I know you're a nonprofit, but I mean, Kathy, what do you think? These guys are in it. They're in it to keep pets alive.
It is such a dedication of love. I mean, you know, bottle feeding babies is not an easy task. And like you said, it's every 2 hours when they're little, and taking care of their bathroom duties and keeping them warm, and, you know, trying to get them to survive. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. I really salute you ladies, because it's not an easy task. I've been there, done it. I've lost some, I've saved some, but it's nothing that, you know, if you've ever done it, you know how much work is involved in it.
I know you're volunteers. Do you have other jobs? I mean, are you secretly brain surgeons or
No, most of the volunteers in our organization also have full-time jobs. It was nice during COVID shutdown because a lot of people started working from home, and that's really convenient for bottle babies. But we have fosters who bring those bottle babies to work and park them under their desk.
Really? What are some of their jobs? Can you run down a few?
Ooh.
Oh,
no, I don't know. Desk jobs.
Okay, all right.
Office jobs. Yeah, I don't know.
How about you, Sam?
Yep, I'm a medical coder, so I work from home full time. So it allows me to feed throughout the day.
You would be a good one on Zoom. I can just see, excuse me, I have this adorable kitten.
Mind all the kittens running around.
They have a mood. You're a mood elevator, aren't you?
Right, yes, for
You've
sure.
seen that baby off camera. It's below the camera, so nobody sees.
Oh yeah.
Like my dog on my lap. No one sees.
I would hold it up. If somebody was being snarky in a Zoom meeting, hello.
I'll tell a funny story on a friend of mine. She was needing to fly for business, and she was bottle feeding a couple of kittens, and she was flying on an airline that didn't allow animals. So she put them in her bra and flew on the plane and set them up in the hotel room. During every break, she would go feed the babies, you know, in her hotel room, put them back under her shirt, and flew home. So, you know, when you go, you kept them nice and warm. They were nice and quiet.
Well, thank you for keeping us abreast, Kathy. That was awesome. Hey, we also we have a very good friend, all of us, that helped us find out about the Bitty Kitty Brigade, and that is Mary Tan. She's with the American Humane Association. Do I do it wrong? I know.
Society. Animal Humane Society.
I have one of the shirts I bought for her. It says kitty, it's a kitty face and it says rescue. And it's a good soft gray pajama shirt I wear to bed almost every night. I want to do a shout out to Mary Tan of Whisker Media. She is the one that told us about you guys. And she's in Minnesota too, shoveling out snow. Because don't you get snow starting in like August?
Okay.
Not this year, but we definitely have had some snow yesterday and today.
How much did you get?
I don't know, 3, 4, 5 inches, not too much, but it's been really windy. So kind of
All right.
blizzardy
Well,
conditions.
you're the area with triple and quadruple pane windows. I'm not kidding. I've seen it. So, hey, stick around because at this time, Kathy is going to do a breed profile. She's going to talk about the Scottish Fold. I'm going to go briefly off camera because later in the show, I'm going to make everybody a simply shrimpy, delicious drink. So everybody hang tight. You guys tell the kitties they cannot drink. They're not old enough. Well, they can drink the kitten milk. But Kathy, please take it away with the Scottish Folds.
Okay, let's talk about the Scottish Fold breed. This is a breed that was originally a mutation in Scotland. They call it the Tayside region, which is northwest of Dundee, Scotland. And there was a shepherd named William Ross who spotted this cat with folded ears. So he asked the owners if he could have one of the kittens, and that's where the breed started, with the original cat named Susie, who was a white barn cat. And CFA accepted this breed in 1978. So this is a mutation that happened naturally in nature. It causes the ears to fold. And kittens are born with straight ears. And when they're about 3 to 4 weeks of age, then the ones that will fold start folding. Now, something interesting about this breed is that the breeders discovered that you cannot breed a folded-eared cat to another folded-eared cat because that mutation that causes that crimping of the ears was also so closely aligned with all the other cartilage, and you don't want the other cartilage in the cat to stiffen with age. So they only breed the straight ears to the folded ears, and so you can imagine the breeders had a hard time finding homes for the straight-eared Scottish Folds because the folded ear is what makes the breed so unique. But recently, just in the last year, CFA has now accepted the straight-eared version of the Scottish Folds to be shown at the cat show. So now we have both the straight-eared version and the folded-eared version of our cats. I know there's a cat on my office. The dog's going crazy. So let's look at some of these cats. They come in both a long hair and short hair variety. I think they look like owls. They have big round eyes. They have these tightly capped ears. When we're showing our Scottish Fold, the tighter the capping, the closer it lies to the head, the better. But sometimes with temperature, those ears can tend to lift a little bit. But these all have nicely capped, tightly capped ears. These are 3 short hairs on the left and a long hair on the right. When you're watching a judge our Scottish Fold breed, you'll see the judge check the flexibility of the tail. And that's because we want to make sure that this cat has a flexible tail. It's just, it's in the breed standard that their tail has to be flexible. We're not bending it in half or anything like that. We're just checking it to make sure it still has flexibility. Here's a beautiful calico, our brown patch tabby and white long hair, and another brown patch tabby and white short hair. And these come in all different colors and patterns. The bicolors seem to be the most popular. This cat here is a blue tabby male, and here's another brown patch tabby and white female, long hair. So they're very sweet cats. They have a very heavy padded body, but not a real long body. And those big owl-like eyes with those tightly capped ears are what makes this breed look so unique. And they're beautiful cats. I always enjoy seeing them on the judging table. So that is our long hair and short hair Scottish Fold. I could not find a picture of a straight ear. I helped grand the very first straight ear that was being shown not too long back. It was last year. And so it's pretty new to the CFA. So we don't have any pictures on our website of the straight ears, but they are now recognized in the straight ear version. So that's our Scottish Fold.
Wow. Have you ever had any Scottish folds or mixes to your group?
I don't think so.
I love those ears. And what I'm impressed with, guys, she's an all breed judge. How many breeds does the CFA recognize?
44 or 45, I lose track.
Okay. That's a lot of cats to know, I
Yes,
think.
yes,
in the
it is.
science of it. But what I also like about the CFA is that you all recognize that probably only about 5% of cats in homes are purebreds. And if you had to look at CFA champion for cat advocates, I'm trying to get the CFA in some kind of a thing. Champion for all cats, because you do have a household cat division and you do have a program called Companion Cat World. So can you touch upon both of that? Because I've been to cat shows now and it's pretty cool to see the household cats winning blue ribbons.
Yes,
And
so
getting adopted.
yes, yeah. We also, a lot of our shows will have adoption groups with cats for adoption. We have a program called Companion Cat World, CCW, and it's for registering the non-pedigree cats. And for a one-time fee of $13, when you upload your picture, you get a card with your cat's face on it, or the picture that you uploaded, your cat's name and your information. You can get luggage tags, rings for your keychain. I like the luggage tags too to go on the carrier when they go to the vet, so that they know that carrier belongs to that cat. But you can check it all out on CFA's website. It's called cfa.org/CCW. 10% goes to a local rescue of your $13 application fee. So check that out.
And Casey and Rusty are proud members of the CCW. And what do you think of that program, Mandy? Because it's trying to help all cats.
That sounds great. I have a few, maybe I'll sign up.
All right, that would be nice. And then you get to help out. I like the fact that the organization has been around since 1906, even before I was born. And they really are recognizing all cats. And this is part of the reason we have Meowy Hour, is because they want to be able to feature all things feline. So that's why we have people like you, Mandy and Sam, on the show. And of course, cute kittens. You can't resist that, right? I like them better than Cheetos. And that's saying a lot.
We had a kitten named Cheeto once.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I imagine you did with your food theme.
Yeah. Well, Casey was named Casey. He was found as a kitten in San Diego when I lived there. And he's named after a friend of mine, Casey, who he and his wife had a ginger cat with one of those funny, really long tails. They called that their cat Noodle. But Casey was a champion for all cats. And so I asked he and his wife, Linda, can I name my cat after you? And so that's how Casey got his name. And Rusty came with his name because he was full of fleas. And 3 baths later, the water was rust colored. So his name was Rusty. I just kept it. Hey, we're going to shift gears for a minute. As you know, I love saving pet lives. I love helping you get good information to know what to do when uh-oh happens. And this marks my 11th year teaching veterinary approved pet first aid. And I'm so fortunate that I have 2 cats, Rusty and Casey, in our 3-hour cat first aid class. We actually have some openings it's going to be January 16th, guys. So mark your calendar down. If you can't make that class, go to Pet First Aid for You. And we also have dog and cat classes. And I also teach a 2-day instructor program for people wanting to become pet first aid instructors. So we were talking with Mandy and Sam at the start of the show, and I'm not Oprah. I can't give you a car. But what I would like to do is to donate my time through a Zoom class and see if we can arrange and have some of your stellar volunteers and team. And would you be willing to take 3 hours of me with Casey and Rusty and get certified in cat first aid?
That sounds great.
It's a
Only if Casey and
fabulous-
Rusty are there, though.
Only, you know, yeah. And Casey goes, and I'm the best. You should see me when we do one-handed CPR. I purr like a Mack truck. I do have a little fun with it, but everything I'm teaching is anointed, approved by stellar veterinarians, including Elizabeth Colleran, who is the past president of the American Academy of Feline Practitioners, catvets.com. So you guys really motivated me, inspired me. I can't do kitten bottle feeding. Whoops. But Casey goes, look, do you think I would pass as a kitten?
A really big one. We call those big biddies.
He goes, I like bitty kitties and I cannot lie. So I am very blessed because he has never met a stranger or a strange place. In fact, Sunday he's going with me to teach a group of professional pet sitters with my dog Kona, and everybody's masking up, and we're going to certify them in pet first aid. So we'll give you guys details, but humbly, it would be my honor to help the Bitty Kitty Brigade get certified in first aid. And I could probably learn a little bit about the neonatals too from you guys. So
That would be great. That would be very handy. Yeah.
details. And so we do want to thank you for being here. Stick around. The other thing I'd like to let you guys know is starting now, January 22, one Meowy Hour show a month is going to be mock tails. That's not kitties like the Manx that have no tails. That are kitty cocktails with no booze. But tonight's show has booze, but I want to reach everyone. I am a licensed bartender, and I actually have more joy making the drink than actually, I can't tell you the last time I ever got buzzed. So in honor of kicking off 2022 off on the right paw, we are creating something I love to have on occasion Sunday mornings, and that's a Bloody Mary, but I've done it Arden style. So this one is called the Simply Shrimpy Delicious Drink, because we're going to start off the right paw with this modified Bloody Mary cattail, sure to make you purr. And kudos and applause to Teresa Kiger. She is the one who creates these graphics each and every week for Meowy Hour. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for doing that. So are you guys ready to drink? All right.
Oh,
All right.
do it,
So
do it. I want to see the shrimp.
I know I've been hiding the shrimp. Rusty. We know how good the cat nose is. So you just take a regular, I'm going to go ahead and grab this, a regular a glass with ice. I'll bring it up here because I have to protect all the ingredients from the felines, Casey and Rusty. And you want to put in 1.5 ounces of vodka. So you can take one of these guys. So it'll be 1.5. So this one's a 1 shot. Yes, I know, Casey.
Casey's like, where's the shrimp?
And you flip it over, there's your half shot. Then you just fill the remaining with your favorite Bloody Mary mix. I actually like the one with horseradish in it because I like to have a little bite. I'm not asking you ladies if you drink or not, but if you did, do you like a mild or a spicy Bloody Mary? Mandy?
I like the vodka part. I'm not a tomato fan.
Okay.
So that kind of ruins the Bloody Mary for me. But yeah, I'm also a spice baby, so I'd have to go with mild.
Okay. And what about you, Mandy?
Spicy.
Sam.
Okay. So
And I do mild because Bloody Marys give me bad acid reflux. I don't know what it is about them, so I can't do the spicy ones.
now a lot of Bloody Marys have celery. That's fine. Yawn. Let's step it up a notch. So I have a nice tomato that I'm starting with. And then I don't just like regular olives with the pimentals. I like the ones with the almonds in it. And then, oh, here they come. Take some nice, fresh shrimp. Hi, Casey. How's it going? How's the family? We're going to double it up. And then I like to end it with the tomato again. And the reason I like the tomato at the end is because the last thing you eat kind of cleanses your mouth. Wouldn't you say? The tomato. So you put that in there. Then to give a little taste, I like to sprinkle a little of celery salt on it. I hope I filled it too full. Hang on. So at this time, could you all, everyone here tuning in to Meowy Hour, raise a glass, whether it is a glass of water, Sprite, beer, wine, or this simply shrimpy, delicious drink. It is time for us all now to raise a glass and get the spoon out and celebrate all cats, because don't you agree? They make us better humans. Cheers, kitties.
Cheers.
Now, in my pet first aid class, we do not make cocktails. I hope I don't disappoint you ladies. But I think it is good to celebrate all felines, from the itty bitty, from the bitty kitty brigade. See, I did it right.
Yeah.
To our beautiful seniors we grow old with. I got to tell you, my life is so much better because of the cats in my lives. And I do appreciate both Mandy Dwyer and Sam Jackson from the Bitty Kitty Brigade. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You survived.
Thanks for having us.
Any party message you want to get to make sure people know how to find you and what they can do if they do? Any party message you want to get to make sure people know how to find you and what they can do if they do? Any party message you want to get to make sure people know how to find
Ooh, we're on a loop.
Oh, yeah, we're on a loop.
Sorry,
Hang on.
that was Kathy's fault. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. But what's something, we have a few minutes, what would be something you'd like to say in part?
I would say you can find us at bittykittybrigade.org. You don't have to be willing to foster bottle babies to help. You don't have to foster kittens at all. We have a lot of positions, transport, administrative, all kinds of things. But if we're not in your area, I can guarantee you that there's still a need in your area. So contact your local rescues too. Doesn't matter where you are, there's surely kittens in need that you can help.
Okay, how about you, Sam? You have had the best seat in the house all show.
They're all sleeping now. Everyone's passed out.
Wakey, no. So anything you'd like to add?
No, just definitely visit Bitty Kitty Brigade and check us out. And even if you just follow on Facebook, we have some really cute stuff that's put on there all the time. So that's always fun to see.
All right. And I want at this time to do a shout out to the Cat Fancier Association for coming up with the brilliant idea of having Meowy Hour. And of course, our longtime sponsor In Clover, the makers of cat and dog supplements, and our new sponsor, Kitty Raid. They make Kitty Raid, Doggy Raid, Yummy Raid. I'm a raid good for them. I love partnering up with my co-host, Kathy Black. And don't you think it's kind of cool to have a doggy designee, Destiny, in the house, ladies?
Yes.
He lives
the size of a cat.
She's like, I'm the only dog, and I'm smaller than the cats in my own house. Hey, next.
Sam actually bottle fed some puppies for us this year.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
we
really?
stuffed them in.
Nice. Well, I love that you're getting all beautiful companion animals off on the right paw. Hey, next week we got a very special guest. Her name is Trisha Seyfried, and she's with Cat Boss TV. She knows cats, she knows behavior, she knows training, and she knows TV. So I hope you will all come back and join us on Meowy Hour next week. I thank you all for showing up, and tell your friends. And until next time, we'll see you on Meowy Hour, same cat channel, same cat time. Cheers.
Thank you, ladies. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
You too.